Hey YouTube, how are you? Give me a second. I'm doing the missing persons readings and the energy. How are you? How's it going? How are you? How are you doing this evening? How do you feel? How are you? I've missed you and I've needed you today. Tonight we are doing before I get into that, let me start by saying that this is my only Facebook page. If you are over here watching me on YouTube, this is my only YouTube channel. I didn't include Instagram tonight because we are doing the missing person cases, and the energy around me right now is very crazy. It's very chaotic, and it has been all day long. All day long. I've been prepping to do these readings. The girls have sent me in missing person cases. Which reminds me, excuse me real quick, let me just pin the email address. So the email address to send me, and let me just say this, please forgive me, okay? Please work with me tonight, okay? Please, you know what I mean? Just please, if I'm sporadic, if I'm all over the place, I am doing my very best to channel some very heavy energy as it seems, and I want to do this not only for you, but for the spirits who may or may not have passed, for their ancestors, for their spirit guides, and it's a big responsibility, and it's just one that I'm getting used to. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for your forgiveness first. I'm gonna ask for your forgiveness first before I even get started. I apologize, and I'm not exactly sure how things will come out, the messages that I relay, but I promise you that I'll do the very best that I can to read the cases that are close to you, to read what is close to you. to the very best of my ability. I don't want to get it wrong, but I want to give a disclaimer. I'm only human and I may get it wrong. And that's okay. I'm still doing the best that I can. I'm giving you the best that I can. I'm utilizing my gift the best that I can with the energy that I have. I have a fear of being wrong when it comes to this kind of stuff. But you know what? I tried. I'm going to try. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. The energy has been very heavy today. I went to, my drug therapy classes. I went and seen the psychiatrist, went and took all my drug tests. I did pass. We didn't have no THC in our system. We had nothing in our system, so I did pass. They're taking a closer look. I feel like a lab rat is what I'm going to say. But I'm all in. I'm all for it. I'm all for my recovery long term, my sobriety long term. I'm definitely all for it. Okay. In between there, I've been handling the girls who have next day sessions. I have been doing those today. I did have to, which I'm very glad that I cleared my schedule for the most part today because of all of the spirits that were coming to me. I don't know what it is, but I know we're going to transmute a lot of energy tonight. I know that. I know that we're going to get a lot out into the air tonight. I know that. And hopefully I'm going to be telling some people's stories. Giving them a voice. Take a moment to share the live. You definitely can if you want to. You don't have to. Again, we are reading missing person cases only, and I'm not exactly sure we'll go from there. But we're going to start there and we'll go from there. You can book your one-on-one sessions at ChakraSpiritTarot.com. What else, friend? Whew, Jesus. It was just, you know what? It's just been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. It's been a very long time coming, for sure. My spirit guides were really on me about getting this, and I kind of struggled. Like in the car I was riding today, and I was just like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can handle it. I don't know if I can do it on live. I read missing person cases all the time on a one-on-one basis and stuff like that, but I just don't know, friend. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I told you guys how tough it was for me doing our regular tarot show, and this is okay. It's okay right now, but I'm just saying, I just don't know. Okay. If you are in my supporters group last night, I hope that you got the message, but I extend that message to everyone who is not just a supporter. The message said basically, I don't mean to offend anyone. I'm very sorry. I said sometimes when I'm live, I don't know whether to laugh, to cry, to scream, and this is a projection and based off of the energy that I'm channeling at all times from pressing play to pressing end. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just in that space at a constant. There is no break for me. There is no low for me. There is nothing. It's just all those different emotions at one time. And I express myself the only way that I can. Sometimes I scream. Sometimes I yell. Sometimes I curse. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I flip out. Sometimes I lose my mind. Sometimes I spiritually check out and disappear from the internet for 3 days because of that energy. You get what I'm saying? So I apologize, and I never mean to hurt anyone's feelings. That's not my intention. That is not my, that is not my intention at all. At all. So I just want to say I love you. I'm also going to open up my queue to anyone who has or who wants to chat with me about a missing person case, or maybe something peculiar, something in particular that you have firsthand knowledge of, maybe you're close to, connected to. I invite you to go live. I will not be answering any love questions. I will not be doing any of that. I want to give respect to the ancestors who are with us tonight, who are with me tonight, and to the spirits who may need to tell their story through me and through you. I just want to give them that respect. You get what I'm saying? The same respect that we give our loved ones. So I just ask you to kind of just be mindful of that as well. I think it's a very important thing. And obviously they trust us with this energy. Thank you guys so much for being supportive. Hey stranger, you are moving in your power and a true healer who has truly did your shadow work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I'm currently having to revisit a lot of shadow work. You know, and this is a part of that. It's not easy, but we're doing it. Also, I found out that I got a carton of cigarettes, girl, and it's not even the kind I smoke. It's not even the kind I smoke, friend. So what, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's not even the kind I smoke. But we will be smoking these during this live. So with that being said, let's see exactly what we have first and foremost. I'm checking the email again. If you have any missing person cases, anything peculiar that you want me to read, that email address is missingpersons4@gmail.com. Okay, missingpersons4@gmail.com. Let's see what we have here first. This is from Shari. Buffalo fam, this girl at Buffalo State has been missing for a week. When was this? The 27th? I'm gonna show you guys a picture. Hold on one second. Okay. Okay. I'm going to read this too. So I'm going to do my very best to interpret the energy here to let you know what my spirit guides are saying and let you know exactly what's coming up about this individual or these people that we're reading. This is the girl. This is Sanaya Dennis. I'm sorry. Hold on. You know how we is over here, friend. This is Sanaya Dennis. Can y'all see that? Very beautiful individual, okay, for sure. I think that Sanaya is doing perfectly fine, is what I'm gonna say. Also, this says towards the end of April, she should have made contact or some type of contact, is what I'm gonna say. My friend sent me this, Shari McLeod, but I think that you need to maybe do some deeper research on this. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. She's perfectly fine. She's perfectly fine. What happened here? Okay, she's not by herself. This to me is saying she's with a friend, maybe someone she went to school with for sure. Shorter hair, ponytail, light skinned girl. The number 4 shows up here. This does talk about the month of April being a time that she made contact, is what I'm gonna say. I think that she is perfectly fine, and I think that she will definitely be returned. Definitely come back. I'm a card reader, and I really just can use a. Hold on, I'm sorry. I really just could use a word or so. Why do I feel like this is and I would render you a word any other night, but right now we're paying respect, we're paying homage, and we're reading the missing person cases. We're giving this the energy. So I'm gonna ask you as a card reader, as a tarot reader, to take yourself out of the equation and send me energy so I can do the best job that I can do, for sure. That's what I'm going to say. I think that she was definitely with a partner, is what I'm going to say. And a third wheel. The third wheel that's with her is a friend who doesn't necessarily have a love stake in this, is what I'm going to say. But she's fine, though. She is fine. This also talks about her mother. I think her mother is comforted as of right now. So she could have made contact. It could have been a text message, something brief or something like that. And I think she'll be returning. Yeah, but definitely not past, not anything crazy. So I do like that. And again, this is her. And again, I could be wrong. And again, I'm just reading the energy. How do y'all feel? What do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like that's accurate? Do you feel like that's accurate, friend? No, I don't want me Zoom. Okay. How do you feel? What you think? Yeah. 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 I think her situation is deep, and I hope that to her family, to her friends, I hope that you guys recognize the issues and stuff that this girl does have. This, to me, is not the first time that she's disappeared, ran away, or whatever the case may be, and I do feel like you guys need to give need to look at her more closely and see what's going on in her life. And see what's going on in her life, friend. We do need this sage, though. We just don't need that much. You know what? We're going to let it do what it do. Let's read the next one. Um, I gotta put this cigarette out because y'all are really sending these in. I appreciate you guys for sending these in. I feel she is out there. She is depressed and not in a great situation, but okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with that energy too. I think that the family just don't want her to be dead. I don't think that she is dead, but I think that she has a lot of underlying issues that still need to be addressed. This says that she's not necessarily looked at. My spirit guys are saying that her parents need to pay more attention to her is what I'm gonna say. I think she's been crying out for help for a long time, and if she's disappeared before, and this is not the first time that she's ran off with someone seeking love or seeking validation, then I think that that's a clear statement. Amber Patrick says, yes, I agree. I feel the same energy as you do. Perfect. I know that y'all are intuitive as well. Okay. And y'all, we can double check each other. Double and triple check each other. I hate that. That's why I break my sage up. Because I just don't have time for it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't be having time for it. Break your sage up. This says, my best friend died recently, and in my heart, I don't believe what has happened is true. Let me put my cigarette out. My best friend died recently, and in my heart, I don't believe what happened is true. Many believe that there's more to the story. I tried reaching out to her to find out more, but she keeps avoiding, saying she's gonna get back to me. Okay. He was with a friend, and they were in the car. She drove, I guess, to smoke, and when they came back, the friend said he shot himself, and that was it. She drove back to his house instead of the hospital. She didn't even call 911 right away. Please see his picture and help me find out the truth either way, if he did intentionally or something accidental happened. This is him. She didn't include his name, I don't believe, but this is him. Okay. And he is doing okay. He's transitioning well is what I'm going to say. I do feel like drugs were a major part in this based on what he's telling me. The number 9 is of significance here. That puts a month of significance in September, okay? Whoever sent this in, Raquel. So he's saying that you have a personal connection with him, and that the month of September should actually resonate with you on a deeper level. So intuitively think about it, and whatever that means, that's going to be your sign. What I will say, I feel like drugs definitely played a part. I don't think that he shot himself though. Okay, I just want to verify. I don't feel like he shot himself. 2 shows up here, so this actually puts it in the energy of a woman and another man. This could have been a friend of hers, is what he's saying. Okay, I feel like he injected, I feel like drugs were used, he overdosed, and then somebody shot him is what I'm gonna say. There's only one way to really put that. I hate to say that. There's only one way to really put that. The arm shows up here. Okay, and he's saying that heavy drugs isn't something that he participated in all the time. Okay, he's actually talking about other people coming to the house, other people showing up, and just kind of being there. Okay, when was 911 called? 2 shows up, and he's also saying 2 days after is what I'm gonna say. What are her emotions right now? She's scared. So here's the thing, Raquel. So I feel like she definitely will. She wants to talk about it, but she thinks that you are going to go somewhere with the information, okay? This is based off of the aggression that you give and how aggressive you come off at her about the situation. She knows that you have a lot of emotions invested into it, and I think that she would tell you the truth of what happened, but I think that you get what I'm saying, which I understand from both perspectives. I do also feel like this young man doesn't want you to be upset with her. Okay? I think he left behind a child is what I'm going to say, because he's talking about his child being safe. And that seems to be a main concern. These candles are lit for the people who have passed away. So I want you guys to capitalize off of that energy and light the candles personally if you can for the ones who you've lost. This is, I'm not going to cap or front, this is some very heavy ass energy doing this reading right now. So I want you guys to also protect yourselves as well. We have the black salt out. Different herbs and things like that. Whatever you do spiritually to protect yourself, please. Here's one. Can you locate my missing cousin, Julia? I think she's 2 states over is what this says. And she's not necessarily missing. She's with family members, what I'm going to say. This is like it could be like an uncle or something, but she's not necessarily missing. I think she just don't want to be found. Okay, even though years show up here, so I think she's been going for quite some time. 2 states over, uncle is what I'm gonna say. Dig in that direction. Okay, let's continue. Tamika. Ann Horn mysteriously vanishes from Virginia in 2001. Okay, this is her right here. Hold on. This is Anne, who disappeared in 2001. Vanished. Okay. What I will say about this, I feel like she's definitely deceased is what I'm going to say. I think that she was maybe on the side of a highway. There's a truck that's also involved as well. The letters S and Y show up in reference to a street. Okay. That's S and Y. She's doing well. She's transitioning well. Hold on, let me see something. Y'all know I'm balancing. I agree, Amber, for sure. She's doing well. She's doing well. You guys definitely won't find her body. Okay, I feel like she was murdered. She doesn't know exactly who murdered her, who abducted her is what I'm going to say. And she also wasn't in the best state of mind at the time either. She's actually not necessarily blaming herself, but accepting responsibility for her part in her disappearance. So this could be how she lived her life. I feel like some type of substance was involved here as well, to maybe lure her is what I'm going to say. But she's completely aware of what's happened. She doesn't really want to discuss or even know who is responsible, but she's accepting all of her mistakes, okay, and wants me to tell the rest of the world to accept your mistakes as well, okay? That's I love that. You're welcome. You're welcome. Again, my queue is open for anyone to come live with me for sure. And he also may be upset that no justice to his death. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Again, if you want to send in a missing person cases for us to read during this show, this is going to be sent to missingpersons4@gmail.com. We're doing well. I feel okay, y'all, just to let y'all know. Thank you so much, Jordan. You're very welcome. Tamika, Tamika, that was you. I'm glad that you caught it. Tamika, y'all, sent that in. So, again, you're very welcome. And thank you for kind of stomaching that, for sure. I do want to just mention one thing about the reputation of this woman, and which I'm telling her, y'all, no one would, her reputation is fine. Her reputation is fine. Jasmine, here's my cousin Santo Short. He's been missing for over a year now. Okay. He's been missing for over a year now. We think he was killed because of money and drugs. Please let me know what you pick up. Absolutely, Fran. This is Santo. Okay, very loving individual, very caring individual, and I feel like definitely in his words you were able to tell the kind of person that he was. Even though he was in the street life and stuff like that, this individual I definitely feel like is deceased or passed. But he just has such a good spirit. Even as he meets me here, the very first thing that he says is he's saying 2019 actually has a lot of significance with what has happened. And in regards to you, friend Jasmine, he's saying that you actually talked with him about the situation. So I think that you guys were close, okay? Because he's saying intuitively you called this out. Okay, I'm gonna pull some cards too. He wants you to strengthen your intuition, is what I'm going to say. He feels like you definitely have a gift, and he's saying that he was never into this stuff. Okay, he's calling me by my first name, Jordan. Very playful, very happy is what I'm going to say. Wants me to let you know that he knows that your chest has been bothering you. Okay, so he is a spirit guide of yours. Of course, this is family. Okay, for sure. For sure. Also, one thing I feel like he's saying, nothing is going to stop you from being able to get that card that you want. Okay, there is a lot of energy here, though. I feel like you definitely need to work with him because he was killed. So his energy in return could stop you. The number 3 also shows up here. And it shows up here as well. And it shows up here right here. So that's the number of completion. I think he's doing well. He wants me to bring up your mother here. Okay. And that's what I'll say. But to recap, I think he's definitely transitioned. And justice is served as of right now. So either these people have been killed, have died, or are in jail. But he's completely satisfied with the outcome. This would have been 3 men. I feel like the main man is a light-skinned, stockier individual with something significant, like with his haircut right here. Maybe like one of them creases or something, is what I'm going to say. Okay, and I think another individual that you might know on Facebook, for sure, for sure. 4 shows up. 4 shows up here. Okay, this should come to you, friend, is what this is saying and what he's saying. Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Honestly, I'll tell you this, like, this is, and we'll recap later. I have water right here. I got Aquafina. We'll recap later or whatever. But it's okay. It's okay, and I'm okay too. Thank you, girls, for being here, for supporting me, for, just giving me your energy. I'm doing good. Okay. Tamara, let's look. Radcliffe teen missing since August, featured in People magazine. Okay. Let's read this. Radcliffe teen missing since August, featured in People magazine. The story of Radcliffe teenager missing since late August has been featured in the crime section of People magazine. Let's look. Rosalind was last seen by the apartments adjacent to North Hardin High School, Highway 31 West, and Joe Prather Highway, Highway 31 West and Joe. Okay. Just bear with me. We'll get to it. Okay. Her mother at Azalea Park Apartments adjacent. My daughter did not take her charger. Rosalind's mother, Sabrina. So this is a picture of her. Okay, I just don't want to read too much of it if I don't have to, because I don't feel like I don't want to lose intuitively what I already have. But this is her. Okay, this is her. Um, And what I'll say is this, I think that this young girl is still alive is what I'm going to say. I feel like she was taken and she's actually being sexually assaulted, abused, raped, is what I'm going to say. That's not easy for me to say. Okay, in regards to the person, I feel like she lost her grandmother, okay, on her mom's side of the family. For sure. This grandmother is definitely coming forth with this information. I think that the person who raped her is an older male, okay? An older male is what I'm going to say. The numbers 2 and 3 show up, but it can't be his age, though. It doesn't resonate on the energy of age is what I'm going to say. But I'll just kind of relate that. The numbers 2 and 3 do show up here. I feel like he was giving her some type of opportunity. I feel like maybe a modeling opportunity, career opportunity or something. They had actually met up a few different times. So when the location of this came up, repetition showed up upright. And this card talks about a person visiting that same spot, visiting that same space. So I feel like he was definitely familiar with that. Will she be found? Yes. She absolutely will be. Okay. And this is what I feel like is gonna happen. I feel like it's rape turning into love, turning into I'm sorry or compassion for the person who's abusing you is what I'm gonna say based on that energy right there. When she is found, I feel like he brings her back, and I think that she doesn't say anything about it at all. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense, for sure. For sure. Which is I'm not used to talking about this stuff with y'all. Which is very it's very sad, but you know that does happen. Like women get taken, they get sexually abused, they get raped, and that becomes their norm. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. I'm gonna give a date on this. So so right now, the month of August shows up. Okay, it shows up here twice. August 18th is a date of significance, but I'm also being told for the family and the friends of her to reflect on August of last year. Okay, what will come out of that reflection? Knowledge. Okay, knowledge. This is to avoid something and prepare for when she comes back home. She will be back. I'm gonna throw August 18th on that. I love you, friend. Thank you for what you do. You're very welcome. Very welcome. And here's my thing too, like with each of these people that are missing or that have passed away, you know, I'm not saying that this will solve a crime, you know what I'm saying? But spiritually though, us connecting with their spirit guides, who knows the energy that we shift out in this space, what it could do for them. You know, this could very much so be the energy that brings someone home and they don't even know it. They don't even know that you girls sent this in. They don't even know that you set them up on a spiritual pedestal to be analyzed and to be divine on during a reading. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like you are a part of something. This is just something great. And I think that that's why I just have been struggling with it lately. I'm not going to lie. I've been talking about doing these kind of readings for a while, making it a part of a weekly thing. And it's just, I've been fought against it. I'm telling you. Okay? Something has been fighting me against it. Like, something. It's something. It's something, friend. But here we are. We doing it. We're doing it. Let's continue and let's see what we have here. And you're very welcome for that, for sure. For sure. I mean, yeah, very welcome for that. Sorry. Let's see what we have here. Wow. Now that got me. Hold on. I knew this next one was gonna kind of scare me. Some energy does scare me, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm honest, some energy it does frighten me a little bit. Okay, and just the way people write stuff too. The way people write stuff. Okay. We need to make sure we have a little more room next time. But we're doing fine. We're doing fine. This is the first official show. So this is an Uber app on Adriana Berging's mother's phone shows that the ride started, traveled for 7 miles, then stopped. But she reportedly wasn't in the car. Now, that didn't, let me read that again, because if that didn't give you chills, and then I'm going to explain what these chills actually insinuate. If that doesn't give you chills, it should. It should. The Uber app on Adriana Berging's mother's phone shows that the ride started, traveled for 7 miles, then stopped. But she reportedly was not in the car. This is her. Okay. Now, I just want to educate you real quick on something. Anytime that you're reading an article, anytime that you're looking at something, anytime that you are reading something like this and you get the chills, okay, the chills is it's an intuitive energy that insinuates the passing of a spirit for the first time. Okay, that's why it's important to light your candles to help your spirit guides transition. But when you talk about people who will never have a candle lit for them, they transition and they move in a space like this, and boom, you get the chills. You get what I'm saying? That's how you know that you're gifted, and that's how you know that you're intuitive. When you look at stuff, it's not just coincidence that you see all them missing person cases and you see all them files, and it just gives you the chills. You have to look at stuff like that, because if it wasn't for you even gazing your eyes upon it, certain spirits wouldn't even transition. You get what I'm saying? Now, I will say this, that just goes to say, I think that this young lady has passed. I think that she was killed immediately. The legs do show up, so I think that dismemberment actually happened here, and that's not to gross you out, and I feel like she's saying that, but it's not crazy to her, is what I'm gonna say. Now, oh, this is what I really want to say, but I want to confirm this first before I say this. I feel like there are 2 men involved in this. Okay, there's a black man and then there's a Mexican man. Now, the only thing that they're chattering about, my spirit guides, the only thing that they're chattering about is whether or not they swapped out driving. So I think that even if they looked at the driver of the Uber car, I think that shortly after this, they even swapped out the driver. Somebody else was driving and it wasn't them. So in other words, like, the picture of the driver that's coming to pick you up is no longer that person. He swapped out. Does that make sense? Sexual abuse happened, but it was very mild. And that to me feels like it wasn't rape. It was starting to happen, but then panic happened. So I don't think that we're dealing with any type of murderers or killers or anything. You get what I'm saying? I think that from what she's saying that they started, Jordan, but they panicked. They panicked. I think that I don't feel like she was shot at all. I think she was definitely stabbed. The legs show up here as being significant. And then I think she also left someone behind. There's a child. No, she's with a child. So she lost a child, and she's actually with a child on the other side. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Will they find out what happened? She said, yeah, but I'm just going to pull a card as well. Yes. This is the energy of, this is actually talking about location being discovered first, family being notified second. So this to me is like right along the lines of things. And I think that she's in charge of this, okay? The way that she said yes, the way that she showed up for that, I think that she's definitely in charge of that. Let me show y'all again her picture for you gifted individuals out there who can look into her eyes and wish her well on her transition. And I think that she's very happy. And what made her very happy is that child that she lost or miscarried, she says, that child that she miscarried is actually, it was there to greet her. That's good. That's beautiful. And all it takes for your intuitive energy, your spiritual power to activate and to help someone transition is you simply looking at them. That's it. I hope her mother is okay. You know, I know that they said the hardest loss that you can ever have is a parent losing a child. You know, and um, you know, I lost both my parents, and that makes me happy. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm glad they didn't lose me. You know what I mean?
Battery low.
I'm glad they didn't lose me first. So if you've lost a parent or you've lost someone, I mean, you saved them from the pain of having to live without you. You know, and that is a huge gift. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that you won't want your loved ones to suffer. So I know it sounds crazy, but I know it should make sense to some of y'all. For sure. Let's keep reading and see what we have here. Savannah Romero. Hey Jordan, I want to see if you can tell me anything about this individual from my town that had been found deceased. He was an awesome man and didn't deserve whatever happened to him. Any idea and what actually happened to him? I'm gonna have to. Now this is from Savannah. Okay, now what I'm gonna say is this. I'm gonna have to disagree, and I'm not discrediting his character. I'm not saying that he was a bad person. I'm just simply interpreting the energy that I'm given and that my spirit guides, my parents are bringing to me in regards to this. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of him, and then I'm going to tell you which everything. Not everything disappeared, friend. Hold on. Here he is right here. Let me read this first. Police are seeking information about a man who went missing in the Rocky Ford area east of Pueblo in early November. This is him. Okay. He's definitely transitioned. We know this. Um, but what I also want to say is this is he made a lot of mistakes and he's aware of those mistakes. Okay, he's definitely aware of those mistakes. I think that karma actually caught up with him, and it's no easy way to read this. And this is what I apologize for in the beginning. And I want you guys to know I'm not an evil person. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a mean person. But I just have to. If I don't read it the way that I see it, it literally hurts me. Okay, and I won't be able to sleep tonight. But I feel like karma definitely caught up with him, especially with his energy showing up here upright. His spirit is definitely here and he's very quiet. Okay, so he acknowledges his wrong, he acknowledges his mistakes. The situation that happened though, I think it involved a man. I think they murdered him, killed him, drugs were involved, a significant amount of money was involved is what I'm going to say. He's also saying that there was a recent or a prior allegation that came up in regards to him taking some money or him not necessarily robbing someone but being responsible for a significant financial loss. This is what caused the whole situation to transpire. As of right now, Discovery is upright, so I don't know exactly what you are meaning by missing, or I don't know if you've been updated or whatever, or maybe I could even be wrong. But Discovery is up right here. I think that something has been found. Okay, something has been found to determine his state. He's still in the motions of what has happened. So he's talking about the car being driven fast. I feel like it was in a rocky area, maybe like, I don't know, it's real mountainish. So it's kind of like it's real mountainish. It's a lot of rocks and stuff around is what I'm gonna say. The man involved was murder? No. The man involved wasn't murder. But why are you? No, the man involved wasn't murder. Mm-mm. Um, your love will pull him through is what I'm gonna say. For sure. I think you definitely have a love for him that needs to be there in order for you to like do your spiritual work with him to help him to transition. I know that he wasn't a horrible man. I know that he made mistakes, and if I read the energy of all of us, I'd probably say the same thing about us. And it's good to get the hard shit out is what I'm gonna say. It's good to get the hard things out here. And that's really like my job. So, you know, if I don't say it, maybe nobody will say it. you know, and he's acknowledging that. He's saying thank you for sure. He's talking about his knees being scarred up. This may be something that someone remembers, but his knees being scarred up. And he's saying that his mom was always happy. I think his mom might have a lot of money too. Okay, let's continue right here. Patricia Rose. Keisha Jacobs. Why does she look familiar? Have we read her? Very familiar energy here. Let's see what happened. Okay, publicity also shows up. So I think that she was actually I think that she may have even made the news, is what I'm gonna say. That energy is what shows up first. I feel like she's definitely deceased for sure. Let's keep going. A hotel shows up. A hotel shows up. You know what this really reminds me of? This really reminds me for some reason of that girl that was in the freezer. Remember that? Y'all remember that on the news? That girl, she was like, she was found in the freezer. For some reason, this reminds me of that. I think she's doing well. She's transitioning just fine. She's also accepting some type of responsibility for what's happened, talking about a little girl, and talking about the day August 11th. August 11th, for sure. The beginning of August as well being a time of significance here. For sure. For sure. Tatiana says, yes, I remember her. Okay. For sure. I know I remembered her. Okay. So, if I don't read your missing person case tonight, I will read it on the next show that we do missing person cases. Okay? I'm just telling you that I'm kind of getting spacey or whatever, and not necessarily spacey, but things are starting to collide with my reality. Okay? Digging this deep, doing yeah, Kanika. Digging this deep, doing readings like this, it does kind of mess with your reality. And I just want to say that I want to make sure that I stay grounded and I stay in this reality and not drift off into some alternate reality or some alternate spirit world doing a bunch of crazy shit. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that you can appreciate that. And but what I will do next is I will, if you guys have any missing person cases that you want to throw in the comment section, I'll go through and read those intuitively and with tarot for sure. But I think I'm going to stop right there with that. Yes. Okay, just making sure. For sure. For sure. All right, so post your missing persons, your missing people, your questions about people. Post them and let's read them. Let's read it down real quick. Let's transmute some of this energy. Let's shift it from here to here, from back off of me to you. And I absolutely love y'all. And this was very amazing. Very amazing. Oh, what are y'all eating tonight? But don't answer that. Let's finish up and then I'll talk to y'all about that in a second. Where are we? Indeed, friend. Thank you so much, Quanda. You will understand. Of course. Thank you so much, Alicia. I will be scheduling, doing a lot more schedules tomorrow. So if you're still waiting on a schedule for your 15-minute session, I'll be doing that tomorrow. I can make sure that you tune in and catch me on the next Missing Person Lives. I don't want to put a date on it, but maybe, what's the night? Wednesday? Maybe we'll do that on Wednesday. Sanaya Dennis, alive, but in extreme pain is what this says. Will she be found? Yeah, this is actually being talked about. This could be her father that's actually talking, or that's in charge of this. I have someone missing. Willie Lee Richardson, alive or dead? Alive. But this says that his health issues actually take him out, which is not necessarily a bad thing compared to the environment that he's in now, friend, is what I'm going to tell you. To me, I feel like something going on with his blood and maybe even his heart here, for sure. He won't be found. A 15-minute session is $40, but they are 2 weeks out is what I'm going to say. So if you are patient, if you don't mind waiting, and for those of you who have had to wait longer than 2 weeks, I just want to say I really, really appreciate you for your patience. Joey Moraine is missing, alive or dead? Alive. Where is he? A state that it starts with an A is what I'm going to say, and I don't think that he is completely by himself. Okay, I don't think he's completely by himself. This talks about his current state of consciousness. I think that he's well aware of where he's at and may have placed himself there is what I'm going to say. Okay? That's what I'm going to say. Oh, don't say that. Antonio says, I feel honored to be in this presence. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Tanika, we were supposed to do the ritual today. You don't do anything, I do it. Okay? And if I told you it was going to be done today, it was going to be done today. I just had to handle my own business. Okay? Text me. Text me. Look, Leola Slade missing, alive or dead? I feel like she's definitely deceased. The number 3 shows up. So I think that she passed years ago. Is about that. I'm never going to work out of my parameters of what I'm physically able to handle. Okay? I'm never going to work out of what I'm physically able to handle. For sure. For sure. So I'm just saying that. I'm going to read one more and then we're going to end this. Missing person, Kyla Stubler. 2011. Alive or dead? Definitely deceased. Okay. I feel like a river shows up here is what I'm going to say. And then an older man is connected to this. This is someone that is connected by blood, so it could definitely be family. For sure. For sure. Was my boyfriend's death an accident? No, it wasn't an accident. This is actually premeditation showing up here upright. So I feel like young people involved in this is what I'm going to say. A young male for sure. A young male for sure. Thank you so much, Jordan. You're very welcome. A young male for sure is what I'm going to say. Definitely not an accident. Especially if drugs were involved. And something significant with that young man's haircut. That was for Nikki. Willie Lee Richardson has been missing since November 2020. And you say he's alive. What's causing him not to reach out? He don't want to. Okay, everybody missing ain't missing. Everybody disappearing ain't disappearing. Was my friend's death an accident? This is for... He don't want to, he can't. The man feel bad. Okay, he feels horrible. Matt, was my friend's death an accident? I'm going to say it wasn't an accident, but he's definitely accepted responsibility is what I'm going to say. And not being an accident shows up here upright, but his state of consciousness, he accepts responsibility for what has happened to him. He's saying he put himself there. Okay, he's talking about the floor. There's significance with the carpet, so he could have actually maybe passed away on the floor or had a view of the floor. Okay, this is not no soft ass carpet. This is, to me, it's hard. Was my cousin Calvin? Was my cousin's Calvin France death an accident? Yeah, it was. It was. Metal shows up here, so this makes me feel like maybe he came into a collision with something, is what I'm gonna say. A hospital also shows up here, so I feel like yeah, it definitely was an accident. There was a lot of time between the time that his fate met him and he passed. So to me, that is like that. Does that make sense? Was my dad Leon Walters Jr. choked to death? No, he wasn't choked to death. Okay, and this is actually saying this is actually saying why would you think that he was choked to death? There's no physical evidence that says that. I'm questioning why you asked that question. Was my friend Frankie Lewis Snyder death on purpose? Will the person who did it be found? The death was on purpose. They've moved by now, so no, they won't be found. And this to me is like a cold case, is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, death shows up here upright, so that has already came to an end. There's a significance here. I think maybe he passed that night, is what he's saying. And yeah. Do you do personal readings? I do. That's what I specialize in, is personal readings. You can visit my website, www.ChakraSpiritTarot.com. Don't forget there are a lot of scams happening as of right now, so you need to be very diligent and when selecting a spiritualist or a spiritual guide for sure. Can you please repeat Lola Slade? I can't, friend. You're going to have to go back and watch it. I just can't. But I do love y'all, and thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm gonna play a song to take. I can't because my thing is dead, but we'll charge it up tomorrow. So before y'all go, I just want to debrief really quick. I want to make sure that you are okay. I want to make sure that you feel good. I want to make sure that you are okay, because you read tonight too, friend. Okay, you read tonight too. Oh, because he was killed in jail in 1999 with the struggle with the cops. You were only 9. Oh, okay, okay. That makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. Okay, so you were only 9. He was killed in jail. So that's why there's no physical evidence there. Okay? And that's why it's just all out of a place of a thought. So that's why I was questioning why you would think that. So no, yeah. He's saying, not in that way. Not in that way. Light your candles for him. Think about him in a better light too. Okay, that's something that he's saying as well. When you think about him, don't think about the way that he passed. You know, he's transitioned for sure. But he wants you already don't have any good memories or any long lasting memories of your father, you know, or any good ones too. Any good ones is what he's saying. You know, so just know that he's still with you. He loves you. He's going to help you and he's going to see you through. He's talking about an accomplishment or some type of aspiration. This could be school, okay? Now, you won't even succeed in school unless he's there. So look at your past success. Have you succeeded? It was because of him. Thank you for your help. You're very welcome. But I love y'all, and I will see y'all later. I'm going to let you go first, YouTube.